Hey, awesomes. How's it going? Greetings again from Oklahoma City. Sorry for the tardiness of this video. Yesterday kind of got away from me, but I want to kind of go over, at least give you a week 3 overview, and we'll talk about what we're doing this week. And then right when I'm done cutting this video, I will record another video and talk about very specifically the discussion post this week and what we might want to think about for that. So I did make a few changes to the schedule. I didn't realize that we had an extra week to give me a little extra time and you a little extra time for revisions for Project 1A, which I think you'll find that that's a very good thing. And then next week we can think about screencasts and what that assignment means, because the screencast, for us to do the screencast assignment the way that we want to do it, that will benefit us all the most, especially you, and that is to have plenty of ample time to review your feedback, make the feedback changes, and then we're going to use the screencast, and we'll talk about that next week. So that's kind of all one thing that all kind of comes together. So we'll talk about that more a little bit. So let's talk about this week real quick. So on the weekly modules page, I'm going to click on week 3, which is we're in May 21st, May 27th. Whoops. I don't know if you can see me down there. Okay, there I am. Hello. All right, so this week, obviously we're reading, we're going to talk about analyzing our audience and our purpose. And as you read that, we'll talk a little bit about that more in the next video. But audience and purpose, it always comes down to, seems to always come back to audience and purpose, right? And for this particular week, we want to think about this basic concepts. He gives us some basic questions to think about when it comes to audience and purpose, and really just get us thinking about that when we sit down to design a technical document. To whom are we writing it for? Who's our primary audience, and what is it that we're trying to achieve? All right. And then, of course, here are the links for Screencast-O-Matic. There's also, I put here, this is a great repository, if you will, for help videos with Screencast-O-Matic to kind of give you familiar with how to use it. So start thinking about that this week, because we'll use it next week. At the end of week 4 is when we'll do our first screencasts. And then if you have a Chrome or something like that's different, there's a link here if you wanted to download it. If you have a Chromebook, or if you want to make it an extension, I believe is what they call it on Chrome. So whichever one you particularly prefer. Okay, so basically for this week, download and get the appropriate Screencast-O-Matic app or extension for your operating system. So get that set up, get your account set up, start to maybe even watch some of these videos up here, become familiar with that. And then this week, like I said, here's kind of our major change. Instead of doing screencasts this week, we're doing those next week. So this week is all about the discussion post, and it'll be in response to Chapter 4, Analyzing Your Audience and Purpose. That's right out of our book. And then we'll do the discussion post replies to 2 of your fellow classmates' posts, excuse me, by Sunday. All right. So that's kind of what we're doing right there. And that's all serving getting the audience and purpose, and thinking about audience and purpose. That'll come into play when we think about when we do our screencasts, as well as when we do our screencasts next week. We're also going to be thinking about the revisions that we're making. And so I'm still in the process, and we'll be probably in the process for the next couple of days. Finishing up your, giving you, obviously crediting you the points for participating in the activities this weekend, and then providing you thorough, detailed feedback to help you think about the revisions that you want to make. And then you'll have those by this weekend. And then I'll let you know how we're going to think about making those revisions and what that means for the screencast assignment, okay, for next week. All right, so that's kind of this week in a nutshell. I'll be back very shortly with a video about the discussion post for this particular weekend. So again, from Oklahoma City, I wish you all well, and I will see you again very shortly. Bye now.